You're most welcome to this video. My name is Mr. Kakaire Manasseh. I am a teacher by profession, an IT practitioner, and a computer programmer or a developer. In this video, I am strictly making it for school administrators, particularly for secondary schools. I am introducing a school management system application that is completely offline. You don't need internet, and it is completely offline, very fast in loading, and your data is stored locally on your computer because the system has its own database. So you just need to get the installer from me. Just contact me on 0750957804, or you contact me on 0743800214. You can just send your email on easyschooltool@gmail.com or kakairemanase74@gmail.com, and we can connect, and you get this installer. This program has a lot of features, as you're going to say. So in this first video, I'm guiding you on how you can install the system and set it up on your computer. So you need to get this installer. You'll get this folder, installer, and when you open, you'll find an installation file here with a license key. So if you don't have a license key, you cannot install the system on your computer. So what do we do? When you get this, you're going to double click or right click and run as administrator to install the program. So let's say double click. We shall double click. We give it some time. Very good. It will bring this message to ask you whether you want to allow this app. If you want to install it, just say yes, and you give it some time. You know, it is a very important and good software for schools, especially where internet is difficult. So it will begin with a license agreement. You need to read our license agreement before you can proceed. Here it tells you our terms and conditions. Even our contacts are included inside here. You can still talk to us. Now, if you don't accept our terms and condition or our license agreement, you will not be able to continue with the installation. So by default, we shall have the radio button checking in the I don't not accept the agreement. So if you don't accept the agreement, it means you will not be able to continue with installation. So you say I accept, then you will see that the button next to take you to another step of installation process will be activated. Now I can say next. The next thing is you to enter your name as the administrator who is going to manage this system. And I can say this is my name. Which organization is going to use? Of course, this is a school. You can put the name of your school. These are required fields. Can put this as an example because it's one of the schools that are using the system. We can see the secondary school. In a special way, I'm thanking those schools. So we have the serial number. This is a license key. You have to put the license key here before you can see the next button activated. If you try to figure out, like you're putting some things, even when you write up to the end, like that, it will not activate. The next button will still demand you to write a correct installation. So if you illegally get the system, you'll not be able to access. So for purposes of this video, I can have we can have this as an example. Can have this as an example. However, the key you're seeing here will not be available for the distributed patch of the software. Now you see that the next button is activated, meaning this is a correct key. If I delete any of the values from this key, nothing, it will not allow. If I try to figure out other numbers, it will not allow, meaning every installation package you get or that is distributed will have a unique installation key. So if maybe a school like Bukanga CD gets this software, and now you try to figure out to get it as well, or you also land on another software, because it will be on my Google account, you'll be able to download it, but you will not run it without an installation key. So if you try to figure out, maybe you're using an installation key for another school that got the system, it will not work, because every installation file will have a unique key. Let's continue. That is understood. So we say next. Now here it will ask you to select a destination or a location where you're going to install. This is very important. If you just continue using the C programs, it is okay, the system will install, but this is the implication. You will be required to run this program as an administrator to use it. When your icon is already on the desktop, you right click and run as an administrator before you can use. But if you double click on the icon of your application and you begin entering data, the data will not be saved, because location C program files is going to make your database a read only if you don't run it as an administrator, because it will be having restrictions. Like for those with computers that have admin passwords, you will be required to enter an admin password before you can continue using the system. So that means if you run it normally by double clicking, any data you enter will not be saved in the database. So if you opt for that, you can continue. If you don't opt, I advise you can go and look for another location to install. Like what is most important under local disk C, you can look for your user account. Like I'm using user, and then you go to app data. You can go to locals, and then you look for the folder name which matches your system. Like I have this. If you don't have this folder in app data, create it yourself. You can create it yourself. So we say okay. Now here it is telling us that my system is a school tool is going to be stored in disk C users, user, app data, local, and then in a folder known as is a school tool. So we can now say next, and then next. Do you want to create a desktop shortcut? Please just leave this checked if you want to have easy access of your application on the desktop. Then we say next. It will give a summary, the user information, this including your username that you registered with, and the organization name, the destination of where you are saving your system, and the start menu. Then if other additional task, it was only shortcut. So this is not very important. Then just go and say install. So the system is installing. The system is installing and ready for use. Let's give it some time so that it can be able to access the directory where we ordered it to be installed. Very good. So now here they are asking, do you want to finish by running Easy School tool and show its guide? I can say maybe you may say finish. It is okay. When you say finish, it will begin by showing you the user guide. If you are a new user to the system, you can uncheck and run normally. Then let's say finish. So when you finish, you will see this information which has all instructions on how to use the system. Okay, you can even print it out. Sorry, let me see if we can see. Oh, it does not support preview. Okay, right, that's not a big deal, leave that. So we have already looked at our file, and now you can see this is your Easy School tool. Once you see this with these three heads of students, just get to know that this is the Easy School tool system. Now you are done with installation. So what are you going to do next is now setting up your system so you can use it. This video has been specifically to guide you on how you are going to install the Easy School tool system. In the next video, I'll guide you on how you can set up the system ready for use. Thank you for listening.